Hello gamers, my name is Darkchan and welcome to a really simple tutorial on how to make a Minecart Yeeter. What is a Minecart Yeeter, you ask? Well, whenever you have a minecart with a chest or a hopper, it's getting the items out of there instantly by breaking this minecart and collecting everything inside and wasting nothing. We get all the items and we get the minecart back. So how does this work? Really quite simple. You have your rail track coming in from wherever it's coming with items on board. Let's put a whole bunch of magma blocks in here, for example. And it's going to come along this line. Very simple here. We don't need this block. I just have it there to show you that at the end of the line, you come down one block and you have a lower slab. Underneath that, you have an air gap where you place one more block and you put a rail on top of that facing in the same direction that those rails came from. Across the way from that, you have a hopper that's going into something, more hoppers or a chest, and a cauldron with lava, and an air block in between with a chain on top right there. That's it. So when we see this minecart come on through, the items get yeeted out instantly, and the minecart we're going to find is placed right in there. Isn't that awesome? It's a little bit messy, so what you want to do is you're going to want to capture these items and move them, store them somehow. Lots of ways of doing that. Instead of being a block at the end, you can have a hopper and put a rail line straight on top of that. This is only advisable for situations where you know you're going to have a small number of items coming through, not very regularly. If you're going to have a large number of items coming through, say multiple chests a minute coming through and they're all full up, you're probably going to want to go with something else. But this, for a small number of items, will work just fine. You'll see it'll take a little while for the hopper to move everything in, pick everything up and transfer it at hopper pace into this chest. There's a lot more in there from testing. If you want to move a lot more items more quickly, that's what something like this is for. We can use water. So instead of having a hopper, we just have a water stream because we can waterlog rails now. So let's fill this up completely as an example, send it off. All of those items instantly get yeeted and you can move them around into a storage system wherever you want, something that can cope with the sheer volume of items coming through. And here's a little example of that in action. So what we have here is a never-ending looping circuit. We just have two magma blocks coming through. The minecart comes along, it picks up a magma block from this hopper right here. Comes over here, it gets yeeted, the item comes back up through a water elevator and across and back into the hopper. And there's just two going around in circuit here. So it'll go, one gets taken, one gets added. And we've got a self-powered dispenser right here. Whenever anything is inside of it, it automatically powers. So we're capturing that from the minecart coming out of the hopper and going back into the same system. Just an illustration of what you could do here. So just to help you with a little bit of troubleshooting here, this does need to be going at a certain speed in order to be able to actually make sure the rail cart goes where you want it to. So as an example here, we've slowed this down by removing some of the powered rails. Here we had a few more. We're down to just a single one here. If we send this on its way, you'll see here that the minecart didn't have enough momentum to make it all the way across to here. It just sort of plopped off the end. It did break, but it didn't have enough momentum to find itself ending up in the hopper right here. So you just need to make sure, if that happens to you, just make sure you put in enough speed to make sure it gets there across the line and finishes its job properly. And of course, this design works just as well in the nether. So here we go. Here's the exact same thing in the nether. And yoink. Perfect. Obviously, we can't use water in the nether to move items around, so bear that in mind. This will only work with the hopper style scenario where you're picking things up here directly into a hopper. Something like this. There we go. So that's my very simple tutorial on how to make a Minecraft Yeeter. I hope you find some really interesting ways to integrate this into your worlds. I'll leave a world download in the description below with all of this stuff so you can play around with it yourself. And if you enjoyed this or found it useful, please give us a like. And if you want to see some of my other tutorials, then please subscribe. I'm also on an SMP called Igniter, and at the moment I'm playing through a single player world in Auto Terra Firmacraft. It's all good stuff and on my channel, so please go check it out. If you're interested, I'm going to tag on a little extra segment at the end of this tutorial showing how I've used this particular design in something I'm planning to build on Igniter SMP. So stick around if you're interested in that. I wanted to show you a simple, relatively simple application of the Minecart Yeeter that I've used in a design of my own very recently. So what is behind me is what I am intending to build on Igniter SMP. This is going to be part of my storage system. Above us up here is going to be my main storage system, which is a Lumi Thief design, and underneath is where I'm going to have bulk storage. And this is simply a big waterway going over a whole bunch of hoppers all the way around with Impulse SV item filters on top to make sure we get the right items in the right slice, with a shulker box loader immediately underneath. Shulker loaders require an awful lot of shulkers to be loaded, and we can see here's the Minecraft Yeeter at the very end. So these are the droppers that are going to be placing the shulker boxes for the shulker loading, and these hoppers underneath, they're all currently full. These are where the empty shulker boxes get reloaded into the system along this big old rail track. We have minecarts with hoppers in this instance in here, so we have 9 of them going around in a circuit. They get dispensed on this line. They're hopper minecarts, so they'll suck out whatever's above them. So in this instance, we have a empty shulker box array of chests going all the way up there, which we can load from way upstairs, and this whole thing will fill up with empty shulker boxes. The hopper with the minecart will pass through here, come up here. It'll run all the way along the track and come to the end and come down here, get yeeted, and then there is water in here. Any unused shulker boxes will come along here around this water stream and go up to this water elevator and back into the storage at the top. So let's see this in action. We have a simple pulsing circuit down here to kickstart the whole thing. So when we want to load the shulkers, we'll flip this on and we'll have a circuit that pulses, just a series of repeaters going around in a circle, and we kickstart it from here, and that in turn sets the dispenser off, sending the minecarts on their way. Minecarts go through these waterlogged rails, which gives them enough time to fill up as they go underneath, taking out what they need. They go and try to distribute that throughout the system over there, running over all of the hoppers in the system until they are full. And once we have excess shulker boxes, they're all broken here and go around the water stream, looping around to the elevator, back up into the storage. And obviously the carts get recycled continuously, they get broken, put back into the dispenser, and the whole thing just continues until you turn this off. And that's how I'll reload my shulker loader system with empty shulkers again. Very satisfying. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and take care. Bye for now.